The Edmonton Oilers take the second half of this preseason home and home against their provincial rivals. 2-1 is the final from Rogers Place. I'm pleased to be joined by a pair of voices of the Edmonton Oilers from 630 CHED, Bob Stauffer and Cam Moon. And Bob, one of the goal scorers today, Leon Draisaitl, shorthanded, but this play was made all by number 56, Kyle Yamamoto. The message was constant last year. Players love to play with this guy. What did you see from number 56
today?
Well,
there's no surprise with Yamamoto. I mean, he's there's a football term for it, the honey badger, and he's a smaller, undersized, highly competitive player that wins puck battles, and that's why he's a favorite for Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl. I mean, he's an overachiever. I do think that he may score more as time goes on as he continues to work on his shot. He had a real good look in this game as well and set up from Connor McDavid in the second period. But, you know, he was a really noticeable player out on the ice, played on the second unit power play, first unit PK, and was instrumental in setting up that goal. And I also thought that it was a good night for Warren Foegele, and he needed to have a good night. I'm going to be polite here. Warren knows he's got a higher level to get to after his first two games, and we saw that right from the get-go tonight. I thought that McLeod, Nugent Hopkins, and Foegele had a really effective game, and a lot of it was driven by Warren Foegele.
And Warren Foegele, Cam, was very honest this week, said that it was a little bit of a roller coaster year for him last year, his first year in Edmonton. What did you see from 37 today?
Well, right from his first shift. I mean, his first shift, his pressure on the forecheck, I thought was intense. It was in the face of the Calgary defense, and as a result, he created turnovers, created opportunity for Edmonton. He did that throughout the game. Took the body, tried to take the puck to the net, would drive to the net. Those are the things Warren Foegele needs to do to be successful. And he talked about that earlier in the week, the things he needed to do to be successful. Well, he absolutely did those tonight.
Well, Warren Foegele and Jay Woodcroft throughout the week have talked about developing a bigger role for Foegele, potentially getting on the PK, as we saw a couple of looks on the PK for number 37. All right, you always got to have your goaltender be your best penalty killer each night. Terrific night for both Edmonton netminders, beginning with Jack Campbell.
Yeah, Jack Campbell started the game, wasn't overly busy. I love that we heard a bit of the soup chant on the first
12
save.
seconds in.
Yeah, first save, and the crowd was bringing it tonight. But yes, they were great. Jack Campbell was good when called upon him. There's nothing he could do on the goal against, but he wasn't overly busy. And then Calvin Pickard comes in, and it's tough coming in halfway through a game. You've been sitting for half a game. You don't get a warm-up, nothing. You just got to come in and play. And he was solid. I mean, he had to make, especially early in the third period, yeah. I thought Calgary had a really good push, had opportunity. They had chances on the power play as well. And Calvin Pickard was there. He's played well when he's been in the net for Edmonton.
The Oilers have hired Jeff Solejko from previously with the Red Wings organization. So the last 3 years, Pickard was in Detroit and got games each season at the NHL level. Spent a lot of time during the bubble a couple of years ago with Detroit. And I think Pickard is a significant upgrade for Edmonton for, let's face it, he's the number 3 organizational goaltender, but he's had a lot of work. In fact, if you take a look at draft pedigree and the amount of NHL games played with Campbell and Pickard, you'd be surprised at how close those numbers are and how close the career save percentage is. So he had a strong night, and obviously Dan Vladar for Calgary was, I mean, you talk about being your best penalty killer. The Oilers' power play was off the charts tonight. They created, by my count, 9 A-grade scoring opportunities in the game, 8 for the first unit, 1 for the second unit, and Vladar was tremendous. And that's the only reason why this was a 2-1 game.
How about a quick comment on the power play quarterback today, Evan Bouchard? Of course, a lot of talk in Oil Country, Cam, whether it's going to be Evan Bouchard or Tyson Barrie manning the point there.
Well, I mean, Evan Bouchard, that shot from the point it's unbelievable. Yeah. And as he gains more experience and more confidence, I mean, he's just going to keep going up. I mean, he is totally trending up. And I mean, that's something that he has done at the junior level, very successful, at the American League, very successful, and I'm sure we'll do at the NHL level as well.
Still kind of weird seeing him wear number 2. I'm
yes,
still getting used to it. I know we saw him throughout junior in London wearing number 2. Duncan Keith obviously wore it last year, but Evan Bouchard switches from 75 to 2, and it was a 2-1 final as the Oilers pick up win number 2 in the NHL preseason. Cam, Bob, thanks for this.
All right.